What's up, guys? This is Jade, the resilience coach, and I wanted to have a little conversation with you guys today about why sugar doesn't make you fat and why avoiding not eating sugar can be something that is contributing to your weight gain and slow metabolism. So, contrary to popular belief, there's absolutely nothing wrong with sugar, and it's actually a very important part of how our cells make clean energy. See, sugar is simply a molecule of glucose, molecule of fructose bound together into a disaccharide called sucrose, aka white table sugar. Now, before I get into the rest of this message, I'm not saying you need to go out and eat a bunch of white table sugar, but what I want you to understand is that there is no reason to fear it or be afraid of it. What there is a reason to fear and be afraid of is not getting enough good natural sugars throughout your entire diet in your daily life. And it's also a really big problem to be avoiding sugar to the point that you are eating a bunch of fake sugars and chemical sweeteners that are really like throwing pebbles in the gears of your metabolism of your body. So your metabolism is a lot more than just whether you're going to be fat or whether you're going to be skinny or your ease of gaining and losing weight. People with slow metabolisms can have a hard time gaining weight. They can also have a very hard time losing weight. Since you're watching this video on why sugar doesn't make you fat, I'm going to assume that you're probably in the category of people who are struggling to lose weight or gaining weight in an unwanted fashion. So your body's metabolism is simply all of the chemical reactions that are going on in your body at any given time. There's over 30,000 of them happening probably as we speak, and they're all incredibly important. Your body is such an amazing, adaptive machine. It is just absolutely incredible and mind-blowing. The things that our bodies do moment to moment, day to day, breath to breath, it's really freaking cool. But you've got to understand that your body wants the best for you, okay? It is always doing its absolute best with what it's given at any time. And we have a ton of control over what is going on there and how that works based on what we give our bodies. The tools, the fuel, the supplies that we put in is what is going to direct it and is what it's going to be able to do on the other side. So one of my favorite analogies is to think of your body like a construction site, okay? So like each one of your cells is like the construction workers, but the difference here is that they can't quit. They're always on, and they are going to do their job with absolutely anything that they're given. So if you give them cardboard and duct tape and paper clips, they're going to still try to build that skyscraper for you. But if you give them steel beams and hammers and nails and things that are actually useful structural tools, they'll also, build out of that. But what most people are walking around doing is the equivalent of building their beautiful bodies out of cardboard and duct tape and paper clips instead of concrete and reinforced steel beams and all the stuff that actually makes a building strong and able to withstand storms. So let's go back to that sugar question, okay? So I want you to think sugar, like carbohydrates, sugar, okay? All carbohydrates break down into various types of sugars. This video is not gonna get into the specifics of all the different types. I'll do another video on that at some time, so let me know if you have questions on that. But to keep it really simple, I want you to understand that carbs make energy. Carbs, sugars, are our body's cleanest and easiest way to make energy for our cells. And energy is important to actually have the energy to go out and do things, but it's also important for things like sleeping and all of those metabolic processes going on in your body at any given time. Getting enough carbohydrates or enough sugars is so important that if you do not actually eat them, your body will make them out of your own tissues. Okay, but this is a very metabolically stressful and damaging process to have to tap into over the long term. Okay, I refer to this as stress metabolism or using your backup generator, okay? Because that type of metabolism, stress metabolism, using your body's tissues or fat and protein for fuel, okay, is like running on your backup generator. In your house, you want to be able to just turn on the lights and let electricity works. It comes on, everything's working really well, right? If the power goes out and we have a backup generator, that's really great, because we can still turn on the lights, but that backup generator is loud, it's noisy, it creates a lot more waste, it's a lot more expensive to run, and it is not meant to be run for long periods of time, okay? And if we start to rely on that backup generator to run our body's metabolism to create energy for long periods of time, shit breaks. It breaks down. It is not meant to be used and turned on for long periods of time. It's meant to be there as a backup, to be used acutely, to be used quickly when we need it in times of stress, okay? But if you're anything like any other human in the world right now, you have plenty of stress in your life. So we do not need to be stressing our bodies out with such a basic thing as feeding and fueling ourselves. If we can feed and fuel ourselves and nourish our physical bodies well, we have a lot more capacity to be able to handle the inevitable stresses and circumstances that life will throw at us. okay? So that is what being resilient is all about, is being able to handle the stress that inevitably will come with life, okay? But one of the very foundations of resilience is to nourish our physical bodies and to feed and fuel ourselves in a way that allows us more capacity to deal with that, okay? So bringing it back to sugar, we actually need carbohydrates and sugars to keep our physical stress low, okay? You can absolutely go do low carb, do keto, do paleo, whatever. You can survive on that, but it is stressful. It is inherently stressful. It stresses your body out at a baseline level, and it will close the gap on your resilience, especially over time. Okay, a lot of people feel real good on that stuff at first because it really releases a lot of stress hormones, because that's how it has to work. When you do not eat fuel, eat sugar, eat carbohydrates, your body releases stress hormones to break down your tissues, to make sugar to feed your cells in your brain, because the only fuel that your brain cells run on is glucose and oxygen. It can only use, if you guys are, oh, but it can use ketones too, only in very extreme stress times, okay? We do not want to be creating on purpose a state of stress so intense that we need to produce and use ketones for fuel. It's just not a good idea, and especially in the long run. So what we want to do is eat a proper balance of carbohydrates and proteins and fats so that we can be in energy metabolism, so that we can direct our bodies and direct our metabolism to make fuel out of the carbs that we eat, to use the protein that we eat to build our bodies, regenerate, take care of our waste. There's so much thing that protein helps do in our body, and then use our fat to make our hormones, make our cells work better, and create the structure that those fats fit into, okay? But we shouldn't be making energy from fat or protein. We want to be making energy from carbs. Okay, that's what the human body, that is the way the human body is designed to run. It is the best way for the human body to run for optimal health in the long term. So when you avoid sugar, when you take carbs out of the equation, you are stressing your metabolism out. And when you stress your metabolism out for long periods of time, it creates an adaptation compensation state that's going to show up as various symptoms, whether that is difficulty losing weight, unwanted weight gain, brain fog, low energy, insomnia, trouble sleeping, digestive issues, autoimmune issues. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so if you are struggling with energy, if you are struggling with weight issues, if you are struggling with frankly anything physically, it comes back to, are your cells able to produce energy? Are you giving them what they need? Are you throwing pebbles in the gears of your metabolism? Okay, it's going to be a combination of providing the right tools and supplies and taking away the things that are getting in the way of your body producing that energy in the way that it knows how. So your body is an amazing self-healing machine. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your DNA has the blueprint for how everything can work and work well, and every single one of your cells knows how to do it, but it can only do it with what you give it. Okay, so if you're not giving it the right fuel, if you're not giving it the right tools, if you're not giving it the right supplies, it's not going to be able to do its job well. And if there are vandals coming in every night and sabotaging that construction site, if, there's, well, sugar in the gas tank is a bad analogy for this one, but that wouldn't be a good idea to put in an actual car, right? So in this analogy, if that kind of stuff is going on, then things are not going to work well, okay? So if you have any questions about this, comment below. If you want help with any of this is what I'm here to help with. This is what I help people do every day. Seeing a lot of success when we get back to the biologically appropriate way that humans are meant to be eating. It can be challenging in this modern world, but it's so doable, okay? It's just about unlearning the bullshit and relearning how the human metabolism actually works, and then providing your body with what it needs, and stop giving it a bunch of fake artificial crap that gets in the way, okay? Or starving it of nutrients that it desperately needs to be able to function well and optimally for you. When you find that balance, things come online. Weight loss can be easy. You can wake up feeling refreshed with tons of energy, sustain that energy through a whole day, go to sleep, sleep well, wake up and do it all again. Okay, my passion in life is to help you have as much energy as you could possibly use to go live your dreams, fulfill your passions. Just go to sleep feeling fulfilled, wake up feeling good. Okay, so hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon.